This is a question in which we'll be doing. So the first one that they required is that we should refer to information number B, calculate the correct net profit after tax. We are supposed to calculate the correct net profit after tax. And then we know that that net profit after tax that is correct, we are going to use it when we do our retained income. Calculate the correct net profit after tax for the year ended 30 June. And then the tool that indicates an increase by plus and then a decrease by a minus. So let's start with amount. So it simply means that when they prepare their financial statement, they made some errors with the calculation of their net profit before tax. So we're supposed to rectify it. Let's start with the first one. So net profit before tax, in which you have to adjust amounts to net profit before tax of 2,493,600. Let me try to zoom. Net profit before tax of 2,493,600 was determined before taking into account the following adjustment. So the first adjustment that we have is what? When calculating on net profit, we omitted to record these adjustments. The first one that they are saying is that trading stock on the 30th of June 2015 was valued at 191,900. So with regards to that first transaction, we are supposed to calculate whether we have made a trading stock deficit or trading stock surplus. And then we know that our trading stock deficit is when a trading stock that is on a trial balance. It's when a trial balance trading stock is more than a transaction trading stock. Let's make an example. Remember that trial balance stock is the stock in which you are knowledgeable that you have. Let's make an example. Let's just say that in your trial balance you have a trading stock of 100 rand. It simply means that in the business perspective, the business know that it has a trading stock of 100 rand. And then after doing a physical stock count, and then we found that in our transaction, they stated that the value that is in the value of a trading stock amounts to 80 rand. It simply means that your trading stock has declined. Why did your trading stock decline? It's a deficit. First thing is first thing. Why did the trading stock deficit? Why do you have a trading stock deficit? You have a trading stock deficit based on some certain reasons. Maybe some of the stock was stolen by either customers or some of workers. So we also have to determine whether we have a deficit or surplus. So in this example, our trading stock deficit will amount to 20 rand. And then you know that the deficit, we minus it. So in this situation, the trading stock that is a natural balance, so adjustment, apologies, it's 191,900. So we'll have to check the one that we have in natural balance. Let us go to a natural balance. In a natural balance, where is trading stock? Then I can see the trading stock. Do you see a value of trading stock here? Okay,
It's 2,300.
2,300. So do you have a deficit or surplus?
We're going to have a deficit
Of how much?
of 1,300.
Deficit of how much? Is my code.
1,300.
Let me also calculate it. 2,300 minus 1,200. So we get 11,300. Our answer is 11,300. So we have a trading stock deficit of 11,300. So in our expenses, we have an expense called generated as trading stock deficit. They forgot to record trading stock deficit. Remember, deficit is an expense, right? And then we know that expense, we record them by means of brackets, 11,300. So that will be our answer there. Trading stock deficit, which is 11,000. Let me try to zoom. So let's go to our next transaction. And then they told us that provision for bad debts must be adjusted to 9,000. So I said that with regards to a provision for bad debts, remember, even provision for bad debts, you compare the one that is in your trial balance with the one that is in your adjustment. If you have the trial balance one, it's more than the adjustment one. You record the difference under your income. Simply means that, remember that at the commencement of our year, with regards to a provision for bad debts, at the commencement of our year, we project the value of our provision for bad debts and record it there, the trial balance. And then at the later stage is the one that you'll find it in your adjustment. So in this situation, the provision for bad debts that we had in our adjustment amounts to 9,000 rand. So this is the actual one that occurred. But let us check the one that you have in your adjustment, in your trial balance. Provision for bad debts adjustment. Do you have it? Yes, you do have it. In your trial balance, it's 11,400. At the commencement of our year, we had projected that our provision for bad debts amounts to 11,400. But then at the later stage, we found that Gucci, the value that you recorded was actually more. So how are we going to do that? We'll offset our transaction with our difference in which we'll record it in our income. So we'll check the difference between the two amounts and then record it under your income. It's an income. So you will say 11,400 minus 9,000, in which you get 2,400. So 2,400 is your provision for bad debts in which you're supposed to record in your income. Provision for bad debts adjustment. Then you get 2,400. They say that an increase was supposed to show it by plus, ne? Am I correct? They said increase supposed to be showed by plus and then an expense or decrease by minus, right? Okay.
Yes, that's what was said.
So here we'll say minus. Let's forget about the brackets and simply write minus. And then we go to adjustment number 3. However, they say that the rent for July 2015, 2,800 has been received in advance. So how are we going to deal with that one? Can you please give us your suggestion?
We're gonna minus
We'll have to minus 2,800 rent income. And then this one, they're saying that the annual insurance premium of 6,000 rand was paid for the period from 1 March 2015 to 31st March 2016. Let's check our financial year so that we can deal with our insurance. One thing that you know for sure is that our financial year ends on the 30th of June. Kana, what are we going to draw in your insurance? What do we do?
financial year,
I couldn't hear you properly there. Can you please repeat yourself, ma'am?
2 financial years,
You're going to draw up to
financial years.
the why draw up 2 financial years? And then these 2 financial years, it will be for what and what?
Our business and for the insurance.
Our business financial year ends when?
June 2015.
30 June 2015. Therefore, it began when?
July on the 1st.
What about for insurance?
From April to
April when?
March.
Specify the year. Specify when. April or 2015.
On the
Thank you.
1st of April.
Then after doing this, what is our next step?
Gonna calculate from June to March. Or how much have we paid as a prepaid expense?
How much? From June. We start from June. Okay. So let us check. So for insurance,
Yes, because
I will also include June in your
Ju-
calculation. Include June.
no, we're
This-
gonna go from we're gonna calculate from the day after the month after June until to March 2016, which is
Which,
gonna be like 9 months.
how did you get? Okay, let's calculate. Let's just insure July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It's 9 months. So 9 months was paid in advance. It's a prepaid expense. So and then what are you going to do next?
I'm gonna take that 6,000 and also multiply by 9/12. Uh,
Over 12. In which you get how much?
can I look at my prepaid expense?
In which you get 4,500. The calculation is basically correct. Our prepaid expense is 4,500. You are correct. And then I do agree with you. But then what will be the effect here? How are we going to record it here?
We're gonna minus.
We're gonna minus. Remember that we are adjusting our we are adjusting our profit before tax, right? It simply means that when they calculated their thingies, here they said minus 6,000 rand. In this amount, they said minus 6,000 rand. They minus the whole 6,000 rand. In which you know that on that 6,000 rand, 4,500 was not supposed to form part of it. They were not supposed to minus the full 6,000 rand because 4,000 rand it's a prepaid expense. Hence, I said that the effect won't be the same. Remember that when they calculated the net profit before tax, already they minus 6,000 rand, in which they were not supposed to minus the whole 6,000 rand. For 2,493,000, they're not supposed to minus 6,000 rand. You're supposed to minus what? Only 1,500. When you say 6,000 minus 4.5, you get 1,500. So already 6,000 has been minus, meaning already an error has been made. So you are going to rectify it. Yeah, when you record it, it won't be the same as the one that when you do your income statement, a normal one. Here you will say plus 4,500. Plus 4,500. Remember that in this amount, which is 2,493,600, already they minus 6,000 rand. Insurance is an expense, right? They minus 6,000 rand, in which you're not supposed to minus the full amount. And then when also you want to minus 4,500, you can clearly see that you are doing an error again. Meaning in aggregate, when you are going to record the total amount of 10,500 for insurance. So you can clearly see that you are doing an error yet again. So when you record it here, you write plus 4,500. You just do a verse 4,500 plus 4,500. Then we go to our next adjustment. The auditor discovered that the profit on disposal of a vehicle, 6,800, was shown as a loss. So what's happening there? A business sold a vehicle and then they made a profit. You made a profit of how much? Of 6,800. This is the profit that we made. But then in their calculation, instead of writing it as a profit, they recorded the amount as a loss. They made a huge error. They made an error by recording this 6,800 as a loss. Were they supposed to record it as a loss? No, they're supposed to record it as a profit, meaning in 2,493,000, they said minus 6,800, in which it was incorrect. How are we going to deal with that? We'll say plus 6,800. When you record it, plus 6,800 and also plus 6,800. Plus 6,800 plus 6,800. Why are we doing 2 plus 8,800? The first one is to rectify the error. And then the second one is to record the initial transaction. Hence, you record 6,800. So here we'll write plus 6,800 plus 6,800. And then you record equal it profit. Profit on sale. Profit on sale of asset disposal. Are we still good?
Everything is good.
Let's calculate the correct net profit before tax. So for us to calculate the correct net profit before tax, we'll say 2,193,600 minus 11,300 plus 2,400 minus 2,800 plus 4,500 and say plus 6,800 and plus 6,800. And then we get the correct amount as 2,500,000. Do you get the same value there?
I do.
Let's calculate our income tax. They say that income tax amounts to how much? 750,000 rand. They already calculated income tax for you. So income tax, you can 750,000. So let's calculate our net profit after tax. We'll say 2,500,000 minus 750,000, in which you get 1,750,000. So that is your net profit after tax. And then that net profit after tax, you are going to record it here when you do your retained income. 1,750,000. Then that will be your value there. So do you have inquiries? Okay. Yes, all of us are still fine. Currently, let's do our retaining